Hello friends, today we will be discussing the meaning of the words we will be using for towards the respect and representation of our own dignity of Bharat. Okay, these words are very much important of understanding, and one should understand the respectfulness of the Bharat and what is the meaning of the Bharat, and the meaning, the fact of the Bharat, what the actual fact that is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Let us discuss today, and lastly little bit I will be taking the explanation regarding oneself, what the individual should be regarding in the decision what he is determined towards. Let us take the one of the yesterday I have taken the meditative state of description. On the view of that, in the vision of that, let us discuss this. First, let me give you the concept of meditation, what the Swami Vivekananda has given. Then we will be going towards the explanation, what the description has been in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Concentration of the mind of a concentration of a power of the mind is the only instrument to help us see God. The concentration mind is a lamp that shows us every corner of the soul. This is what the sentence described by the Swami Vivekananda. Okay, being the focus on this sentence, let us understand what are the discriminations described in the Bhagavad Gita related to the Bharat. What is Bharat? And who will be in a Bharat? What is the purpose of the Bharat? Let me have some questions I will be discussing with you. Okay? Who will be in the Bharat? Who are with the Bharat? Why they are with Bharat? Purpose of being in Bharat? These are the questions I have given. Let me give one little bit description that we will be using in every oftenly using the words which represent the respect of Bharat. Let me give you that also. I described as Bhagavad Gita says in the Bhagavad Gita. We will be discussing that. Okay. What are the words? Jai Hind is the word. Vande Mataram is the word. Inqilab Zindabad is the word. And Bharat Mataki Jai is the words. These are the words represent the respect towards the Bharat. Okay, then we will be coming towards who will be in a Bharat. This is the question arised. Okay, we will be taking the shloka which describes who will be in a Bharat. Who will be in a Bharat, and who are the person is in the Bharat. So Bhagavad Gita describes this. Okay, let me give you the shloka. Mamai vaksho jiva loke jiva bhutaha sanatanaha manasha stana nindriyani manashastana nindriyani prakrute stani kurvanti. This is what the Bhagavad Gita states. What is that? Okay. Mamai vaksho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashastani indriyani prakrutistani kurvati. So what is the meaning of this shloka? The word jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana, who are in the tradition of the Sanatana Dharma, they are in a Bharat. So manashta nindriyani, having the control of self-control of one individualness, Having this, prakrutistainyani kurvanti. Prakrutistani kurvanti. What is the prakrutistani kurvanti? Is the only satvika way. Yesterday I explained what is the sattvic guna that describes the environment. So this is what the prakriti that gives one individual jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. So having the tradition track, having the track of the tradition with the meditative state of jiva loke jiva bhuta. Person, the humanitarian, who is having the humanitarian is the person who is Sanatani, that is Hindu, that is Hindutva. These all the three other words directing towards the Sanatana Dharma. So having the self-control, these are when I am explaining these all things, they are meant of a self-control of individuality. So self-control of individuality is the person who will be in a path of sattvic way. So prakrutisthani kurvanti. The prakriti says the sattvika way which one should have to execute his own way. This is what I have used the word chetana and chetodbhava. This is what the meaning of the Sanatana Dharma and the Hindu Dharma and the Hindutva is. There is a multiple context where one can take the way of explanation and take the gives the explanation which regarding the Sanatana Dharma. But the main aim of the Sanatana Dharma, the intent of the Sanatana Dharma is what the Bhagavad Gita state is the sattvic way, who will be in a tradition way, track of the traditions way to target of Sanatana Dharma. So let me give what the translation it is in a broader way. We should be thinking in a broader way when we are taking in up shlokas as our own individual. But the broader way I am giving this because the broader way, the thinking of the shloka is itself give the broader way of think. So when I am taking the Bharat as one of the word to be explaining, so Sanatana is the broader way of thinking. Sanatana Dharma is the broader way of thinking, being in a positive way of the meditative state. So let me give a translation of that. The fragment of the my own self become in the world of living things an immortal soul. It attracts to itself. It attracts to itself the five sense and the controlling mind, all the six established in a matter. So having the stabilization of the matter in the materialistic worlds, having the all the fluctuation of our own thinking, and taking the decision regarding what we have considered to be determined of taking the decision towards is the sattvic way. So having the sattvic way in a particular situation is the Sanatana Dharma of meditative state. So having the meditative state of the Sanatana Dharma is the only way of being in a being of the person, being of the humanitarian person. Okay. So second question what I have given is, who are with the Bharat? What is this? Who are with the Bharat? Who are with the Bharat? Let me give you that also with the shloka itself. Okay, Sattvan Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Shraddha Mayo Ya Purusho Yo Ichendra Sa Evam Sa. Let me spell you the shloka once more. Sattvan Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Shraddha Mayo Ya Purusho Ye Ichendra Sa Evam Sa. Who will be with the Bharat? The person of the Satvika way, what I have explained just now. Sattva nurupa sarvasya. Sattva nurupa sarvasya is nothing but as the environment has the sattva nurupa sarvasya, the same implementation of our own self is the sattva nurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Having the shraddha, who is having the satvika rupa, sattvanu rupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Who is in Bharat, having the shraddha in Bharat of sattva rupa, what the environment describes to identify our own self in our own individualness, in our own individualness, to be in a positive way of being with the Bharat. Okay. Shraddha mayo purusho ye ichendra sa evam saha. Shraddha mayoya. So Shraddha, you should be the person who is be with the Bharat, who can be with the Shraddha Maya Purusho. Purusho. What is this Purusho? The word just I have explained, Chetana and Chetodbhavaya. This is what the Purusho is nothing but this is what Chaitana and the Chetodbhava, having the soul which is having the energy of executing the positive way. The soul which is having the energy to execute the positive way. Positive way is nothing but the Sattvanu Rupa Sarvasya. This is what the Sattvanu Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Who is having the Shraddha on a Bharat? Who is having the Shraddha on a Bharat is nothing but the person of a Sattvika way, who is the direction of protecting of his own motherland. So this is what the one should understand, the individuality of our own self and the society, what the society is reacting, what the society is given the environment, what the person is creating the environment, why the person is creating an environment, what is the purpose of the environment which is created by others. So you should be in such a position that you should be understand and taking the action regarding determine yourself. So this is how the Sattvanu Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. In a broader way, the Sanatani is nothing but Sanatana Dharma is nothing but Sattvanu Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Who is having the Shraddha of Shraddha in the Bharat? They will not harm of others. The way of being in a sattva is nothing but not having the negativity of others in a way of his own positiveness. If he is in a way of negativeness, he can be having the intent of creating the negativeness. Domination, deliberately divert. Here comes the word. Domination, deliberately divert. This is what I am using the words which, so when I am using the words, these all words, it is interlinked to the explanation which is the video I have created previously, and the video which are being in a coming video. I will be taking all the reference in a videos to make the understand of individualness, what the fact of positiveness thinking and the negativeness thinking, and slowly we will be coming towards the energies which is identified by the sense of oneself, individuality, the sense of individuality. So this is what the positive energy and negative energy, and the thinking of positive thinking and the negative thinking, which is created by others and which is created by you and which is created within you. This is what one should understand. So let me give you the translation of that. Everyone faith is a Sanatana according to the essential nature. What is the essential nature? Sattvika guna is the essential nature. Man is made up of his sattva guna. that is which a man places faith, he too is that. When the sattva guna comes in his own execution, then he is the sattvic way of execution of his own decision as he requires, and the environment taken as towards the sattva guna. So this is what the Sattvana Rupa Sarvasya. Sattvana Rupa Sarvasya is nothing but having only the relating to the environment. No, the relating of the Sattvana Rupa Sarvasya is nothing but for our self individuality and making the environment the positiveness and giving the positiveness of the positiveness related to his own self. And if there is the equilibrium, the talk of the equilibrium and the fluctuation of the positivity and the negativity of the thinking, as well as the energies which is influencing in the way of the positiveness, in the process of positiveness, influencing the negativeness in the process of positiveness, you should be taking the as your own self of determined decision towards Bharat. Okay, now here I am taking who will be Bharat, who will be in the Bharat, who are with the Bharat, why they are with the Bharat, why they are with the Bharat. Let me give you third shloka what it describes. Okay, why they are with the Bharat. Let me describe it in a shloka itself. Okay, yoga yukte vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatmatma kurvannapi na lipyate. Okay, let me once more I will be giving that. Yoga yukte vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. What does that mean? Yoga yuktena, the person who are in a Bharat, he will be in a meditative state. The Bhagavad Gita itself says, when the person who are in a Bharat have the sattvic guna and will be conducting the yoga of his own self. This is how the word I have used, the IPS, the integrative progressive of sense of soul. Progressive, the sense of soul is nothing but yoga yuktena of equilibrium in the state of determined decision, what the environment describes. What the environment describes to whether it is a positive or a negative thinking. But one should understand the way, the equilibrium, because this is the time of taking the decision of oneself to introduce in the positiveness of the diplomacy. In the positiveness of diplomacy, when I am talking the diplomacy, there comes the Bharat. Because I am using the word diplomacy because this all the question and the explanation today is regarding only the Bharat and in individual as well. When we come individual as individual of oneself is the yoga yuktena vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma kurvanapi na lipyate. So once the person who are in a Bharat, they knows how to be in a vijitatma, the victorious of oneself, victory of oneself, the victory of oneself of one. When I am talking the victory of oneself relate to the Bharat. When I am talking with the victory of oneself relate to oneself is nothing but it is relating to the Bharat. So when we are talking, we are relating to the Bharat, it comes the yoga yukte vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma kurvanapi na lipyate. So when individual relates to the Bharat, have the sense of meditative state, having the sense of meditative state will be having the sattva guna of his own self and the sattva guna of the others and towards the society and the towards the Bharat. This is what the main theme one should understand. Yoga yuktena vishuddhatma. Vishuddhatma is nothing but the purity of thinking. There is no fluctuation of thinking which is introduced by the others and your own self. There is a negativity. I will be taking the discussion of every video, but now it is I am discussing only related to the Bharat, which is to be one individual relating to the Bharat. Okay, sarva bhutatma bhutada kurvanapi na lipyate. So na lipyate is the extent of the broader of thinking. So we are in the position who are taking the explanation as now. We are in a position of taking all the equilibrium decision which is necessary of Bharat towards the Bharat as our own individualness. Okay. Let me have the explanation of the shloka. Okay, he is unaffected by the karma, though engaged in the action, who has yoked himself to the way of yoga, whose mind is purified, whose self has indeed becomes the self of all being, attached, acting. Although acting the remain unaffected by the karma. So this is what explanation, but it is the little bit the explanation is in the broader way which we are to understand the furthermore coming in a way of taking it as our own expectation or the situation regarding. So this is the translation what I am given is the explanation of taking the situation as regarding. But what the main fact of I am using the shloka as relating to the Bharat is nothing but Vishuddhatma Vijitatma and Jitendriya. So who is having his own self-control of having the purity of thinking, and Vijitatma having the victorious of his own self, Yoga Yukte plus we should have the meditative state of what the Swami Vivekananda state that the concentration of the power of the mind is the only instrument to help us to see the God. Where is the God? The Bharat Mata is the God that we have to see. This is what the Yoga Yuktena Vishuddhatma. Okay, let's go. We will be furthermore. What is the purpose of being in a Bharat? What is the purpose of being in a Bharat? Who will what the purpose of the Bharatiyas? What are the purpose of the Bharatiyas? Let me give you fourth shloka, which is given by the Bhagavad Gita itself. Okay, the understanding is more important than what is the fact that Bhagavad Gita has said. But relating of the matter with the Bharat and having the fact to understand who is being the Sanatana Hindutva and Hindu Dharma towards the Bharat is the main fact of here what I am going to explain in the series. Okay, let me give you. Sarva bhuteshu yenaukam bhavam vayam memikshate bhava mavayamam mikshate avibhakto vibhakto tajnanam vidhi satvikam. So yesterday I have given the explanation. Let me give once more. What the purpose of being in a Bharat is nothing but sarva bhuteshu yenauka bhava mavyaya mikshate. Bhava mavyaya mikshate. So having the feeling of the same thing, being the sattvika way, that is Sanatana Dharma, that is Hindutva, that is Hinduism, the fundamental, as we come across the democratical way, the fundamentalism of oneself, being the positive of oneself, the identification of the individual, and taking the action regarding. This is what the Bhava Mavyaya Mikshate. Yesterday I have given it. So this is what the purpose being in the Bharat. So सर्वभूतेषु ये नौकम भाव मव्यय मीक्षते अविभक्तो विभक्तो तज्ञानम विधि सात्विकः. So when we are talking the Bharatiyas, being here is nothing but having the victorious and the meditative state, having the victorious and the meditative state who are with the satvika way of having the traditional way of understanding oneself in a meditative way, not harming for others, and being in the sense of democratical way of being in the sense of democratical way of sarva bhuteshu ekana bhava meya mavyaya mikshate avibhakto vibhakto tajnanam vidhi satvikah. Vidhi satvika nothing but the harmness, reduction of the eradication of the harmness. The person who are be in a sattvic way, the three gunas, the sattva, rajas and tamo. This is what the equilibrium, the reflection of the Bhagavad Gita has given in Swami Vivekananda has stated three words, that is active, inactive and equilibrium. So being in a equilibrium, being in a sattvic way, one should be, one will be with the Bharat. This is what one should understand. What is the who will be in a Bharat? So let me give you the translation of what the shloka has. When the understanding enables one to see an immutable oneness in all being and an undivided whole in all the manifold shapes, know that to be a true light. True light is nothing but a devotion of oneself with regarding Bharat. When we call the devotion of being in a Bharat is nothing but the Jai Hind, word Jai Hind, the word Vande Mataram, the word Inqilab Zindabad, the word Bharat Mataki Jai. These are the responsible of oneself having the execution towards the Bharat. So being the true light regarding the Bharat is nothing but one should be in a Om is the bow, the soul is the arrow, and the Brahman is called its target. It is to be hit by an unerring man. Accuracy of the mind, accuracy of the man. Unerring man is nothing but accuracy of the mind, the sattvic way of the mind. The sattvic way of the mind is nothing but the harmness, the eradication of the harmness to others. This is what one should become one with. It's just like an arrow, being with the undividing immutable oneness in all being and undivided whole in all the manifold shapes, knows that to be a true light. This is regarding what the Bhagavad Gita has said regarding the Bharat. And the Swami Vivekananda, who told the concentration of the power of the mind is the only instrument to help us to see the God. Help us to see the God is nothing but the Bharat Mata. Bharat Mata, to seeing the Bharat Mata as a God, we give the respect of the words which is includes Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Inqilab Zindabad, Bharat Mataki Jai. These are the words which regards to the Bharat, which will be in a way of his own decision what he has determined. So let me give a 3D and over the 4D. What are the 3D and 4D? Let me give you. Okay. Devotion of a determined decision towards direction. Let me give you devotion of determined decision towards direction. Okay, so these are the words we have fulfilled in Operation Sindur as well. We have given a response and responsibility towards the what the sattvic guna will give, equilibrium guna will give, what the sattvic guna and the equilibrium guna will show the devotion of determined decision towards direction. Okay, this is what the 3D over the 4D. So let us one of the small explanation which I have considered as why the Western culture and the Indian culture to having the similarities. Let me give you that what I have understood what I have understood. Okay, Western philosophy is turning towards Indian philosophy. Western philosophy is turning towards Indian philosophy. Indian philosophy itself the socio-political. Indian philosophy itself the socio-political. What is the it mean? The socio-political. The Indian philosophy itself the socio-political is nothing but the Bhagavad Gita. What I am bringing towards you now. That is what the socio-political. It is a socio-political. Bhagavad Gita itself gives all the idea which is necessary of oneself to be in and to be related to the Bharat. So furthermore, socio-political itself philosophy of the religion. What is mean? Socio-political itself the philosophy of the religion. This is what the relation why the Bharat is towards the Sanatana Dharma, why the Western culture taking the Sanatana Dharma as their own self, because they are not identify their own self. Because of that they are devoting towards the what the Swami Vivekananda has stated in his speech in the Chicago. So same thing, one should understand the individuality of the positiveness and negativeness regarding the Bharat, and the positiveness and negativeness which is involve us of his own thinking and the environment which is created by others. So these are the things which are very much related of being in a Bharat and understanding of oneself to take the decision towards. So let me give you furthermore words, but it is okay. I will be taking the tomorrow explanation regarding these all words, which is very much important of oneself to identify oneself regarding whatever the relating to and the related value is. Okay, be on a series, take all the explanation what I am using towards, and focus on a word what I have used. So be on a series so that you can make the understanding of what the previous videos has said and the coming video is saying, and what the expectation you will be what the expectation and acceptance you will be having. I can understand and I will be make you to understand what all to be taking